All right, fourth graders. Possibly, hopefully, a review if you can remember from third grade. We talked about parallel lines in third grade as well. So, our words for today are parallel lines and then lines that are intersecting. Intersecting meaning they're going to run into each other. Okay? And parallel, we always used to say that we remember parallel because it has the two L's in it. And that's really what parallel lines look like. So if you ever are taking a test and you forget what parallel means, think about those two L's. Those are lines that are parallel to each other and they'll never cross. Okay? Let's look at our examples that they're going to give us here. Define parallel lines. The lines or line segments in these pairs are called parallel. And we can see that they look kind of like railroad tracks. It doesn't matter what angle they're facing, we can tell that they're never going to run into each other in any of these examples, okay? The lines on this side over here are not parallel. And we can tell that because we can see at some point they're going to run into each other or they already have, correct? Like these two, they're intersecting. So if I wanted to say in my own words, what do you think it means for two lines to be parallel? Okay, so you're going to write a definition, okay? And so you could say something like the two lines will never cross, okay? Two lines will never cross. That would be a simple explanation. All right. For parallel. And then it says, if two lines are parallel, can they ever be intersecting? That's a yes or no question. Okay, what will you write there? Yes or no? Think about what we just talked about. Now, on the bottom, it says draw and label a pair of parallel lines. So you can use the dots to help you. Your parallel lines can be going diagonal or straight up and down, okay? But they need to be parallel to each other, okay? So for instance, if I wanted to go, and I can do line segments or just lines, okay? So they can have the arrows on the end or they can have the dots on the end, all right? So my lines could go start right here. I'm going to follow my line. I'm going to do dots. Okay, and then I'm going to make my other one the same, showing that they're parallel, okay? And on the other side, they want you to draw a figure, so a shape. Draw a shape that has one pair of parallel lines, okay? One pair. The other sides don't have to be parallel, okay? So for instance, I'm not going to draw it on there because I want you to, but if I had two parallel lines, I could have them be longer like this, okay? And then it says the other two don't have to be parallel, so I could connect it like this. That shape has one pair of parallel lines, okay? So you decide what shape you're going to draw, okay? And then meet me on page 424. All right, on this page, our vocabulary word is perpendicular. You might want to say that, perpendicular. We did talk about that one in third grade as well. And it says, how do we define perpendicular lines? The lines or line segments in these pairs are perpendicular. The definition of perpendicular is two lines that cross or meet to form a square corner. We can go ahead and highlight where that square corner is. So two lines that cross or meet to form a square corner. Okay, so you can see that these lines or line segments are all perpendicular. Let's look over at this side. The line or line segments in these pairs are not perpendicular. So what are they missing? Well, they're crossing, aren't they? So they have one thing, but they need to cross or meet to form a square corner. I don't see any square corners. This one is close, but it's not quite, is it? It's not a perfect square corner. But you can see that there aren't any square corners. So that's what perpendicular means. So if I wanted to write that in a simple explanation, it says, what do you think it means? So a simple definition would be two lines, okay, that cross or meet, okay? Sometimes they crossed and sometimes they just met, like this one, that cross or meet to form a square corner. Kind of have to do some of this together, guys. You have to have that square corner. Okay, if two lines are perpendicular, think about what that means. Will they always be intersecting? That's going to be a yes or no? I want you to think about that. And then the next question is, are all intersecting lines perpendicular? Also a yes or no. Okay, so think about what we learned up above, and you need to circle either yes or no. And just like we did on the other page, we're going to be drawing some perpendicular lines. We did parallel lines on the other page. So draw and label a pair of perpendicular lines. Okay, well, I have lots of examples, okay, right up here, don't I? These are all examples of perpendicular lines. So you can use one of those up there if you would like. When you get over here, it says draw and label a figure. Remember, figure is shape. Draw and label a figure with one pair of perpendicular lines. So you're going to pick a shape, okay? And it could be something, it has to have that square corner, remember? And then it has to have two lines that meet. So if I have something like this, okay, if that's my shape, do I have that perfect square corner? Okay, and do I have two lines that meet? And then they want you to label it. So you could call it simply A, B, C. Okay? All right, and then one more page, guys. So meet me on page 425. All right, I think that you guys can do this page pretty much by yourself, okay? We are not going to do number 15 on the bottom, okay? But I want you, all you're going to do is look at the lines and tell, are they parallel, perpendicular, or neither? We did this in third grade too, I remember. So you're going to choose which word goes on the line. Look at the lines and choose those choices, okay? Obviously, you're going to use, there's 4 of them and there's 3 words, so 2 of them are going to be the same word. So, and then down below it says draw a pair of parallel lines. You can do that too. All right, that's it for today, guys.